Alright, guess I got a few minutes. Um, so yeah, for this channel, I just wanted to give like a little bit of background to some of the content that's on this channel. So if you go through like the video section, you will see a lot of the old me as far as like the music that I used to make and the type of music videos I had out there or whatever. And that's my testimony, you know. Um, I've never been a perfect Christian. Honestly, I was never even a Christian. You know, this is all fairly new to me. Um, the last portion of my life, uh, it's all new. You know what I mean? But I didn't grow up in a household where I even ever heard the name Jesus. Honestly, um, I can't say that anybody was a Christian in my household, and the way that I grew up, the way my sister and I grew up, um, you know, my mother separated when I was a baby, and my father came to Ohio to live, and so he would still work in Florida because that's where I was born. And when he came here, he met some lady in Miami, and she was on vacation, and he came back to Ohio with her, but ultimately he would leave me with her and go back to Florida to work for like months and months at a time, 3, 6 months, sometimes even a year. Um, and I guess eventually she got tired of that. He said that she kind of tricked him into having a kid, which, my dad was young, so he probably didn't really word things the right way, but she said that she was on birth control, and I guess she really wasn't. So that's how she tricked him. But they had a boy, my brother, half brother, and I guess she did that to try to keep him in Ohio because he was always, back and forth between Florida and Ohio. So that did work, and he was in Ohio more. And then I think when I was like 5 or 6, he went to Mexico and got my sister. And so I didn't meet my sister until I was like 5 or 6 years old. And then so we was in Zanesville, Ohio, and we was only there for a little bit. And then he ended up moving to Columbus, but he was still working in Florida. So I remember he would go like door to door in the apartment complex, literally knocking on doors, trying to find people to babysit my sister and I. So obviously, I was a street dude. If you could listen to the music, it was very secular, even though it did have conscious aspects to it, because my whole life has been an awakening process, and it's been me trying to figure out what was going on or whatever, like the real meaning to why I exist, and what life was really all about. So that's in my music a lot, and it's my testimony. I mean, it's not initially when I created this channel. It was to be under IMG Recordings because Rick Robinson um, basically was promising me for a while, um, probably since like 2000 and the early 2000s, you know what I mean, 2005, 2006, that he was going to put out my album, and he never did it. And it was it was just always him, not really committing, because I'd send him music, I would sign the contracts, I would send master files, send paperwork, and I got proof of all of this over like the you know the whole 15 years or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And but I found out a lot of things about him as far as being involved in Freemasonry, and the Holy Spirit just revealed to me that there's just there in the end there will be people that say Lord, Lord, and he'll say, depart from me, I never knew you. You know what I mean? And I'm not a judge or anything, and I pray that he does realigning and get back on track. But um, I got so upset with him just, stringing me along that I told him, like, look, man, I'll just give you my whole catalog of music, like I'll just sign it over to you, and you can put it out if you want to, but I don't even care because I'm really so set on the Rapture. But my whole career, I've always talked about it. The first album that I put out was Ascension, and it was on the Busy Bone Live in Concert DVD. The Capture Motion pick DVD. John Lawrence from Cleveland, Ohio, he put that because I set that deal up because I was managing Busy, and Rick Robinson was kind of salty that Busy hired me to be his manager when I didn't know nothing about management, So they must have been going through some little tiff or something at that time, him and Busy Bone. But anyways, I'm writing a book, couple books actually, and so there'll be a lot more information in that. It's my life story, and it's through my point of view. And since I'm a Christian, I don't hold no grudges, and I don't try to expose or condemn or criticize anybody. But in life as a Christian, and I actually gave my life at Christ when I was a little kid. But my friend's mom had me say the sinner's prayer, but I didn't know what it meant. But one thing I did know is after I said it, I became a target. You know what I mean? Like I was constantly getting in fights at school, getting ganged up on, by groups of kids trying to fight me. So it was never just fighting one kid. It was always fight this kid, and now I got to fight his friend. So sometimes they would wait. They would wait for me to fight this kid, and then someone else would fight me, and I would fight them like that. Or I would get ganged up on, and people would surround me, and everybody would be fighting me, and I'd be fighting everybody all at once. You know what I mean? So I went through that my whole childhood a lot. And my sister even, would have kids come and try to jump me and stuff. So I dealt with that persecution within my family. And it was so much that I think by the age of like 8 or 9 or something, I tried to commit suicide. And then I always tried to hang myself a couple times. I even put an album out called Before the Noose Titans. And that was, symbolic of that. You know what I mean? But it was also based off of NoMoreHoaxes.com, which is a website that George Green set up, and people found out about George Green through Project Camelot. But anyways, at the end of the day, I'm a researcher because I've been trying to figure out what life is about. So I do have a wealth of information that I've collected over the years. And so I just wanted to put that statement out, like this channel isn't to glorify my past. It's just to let you know where I came from, to let other people know that no sin is unforgivable. And that if you give your life to Christ and try to live a sinless life and be ye perfect like your Father in heaven is perfect, and build that relationship with the Lord, that you'll be good. You know what I mean? So hopefully this reaches people in the right way. And I'll post another video soon. Love y'all.